Sup guys, boys, Justin here. Yeah, today we're reviewing the final issue in the Astrobots mini-series by Whatnot Publishing and Massive. This is issue 5. This is the cover, the cover C cover, which, yeah, it's the cover C cover by Aaron Thomas. You can see the other covers here. And by the way, the book ends with them like sequel baiting in 2024. So it's like, yeah, they did not resolve anything in this book. It's just I guess the miniseries was just set up for the main series, which is like, come on, man. Come on, you gotta tell a good story in the miniseries for me to want to go and continue reading the series. Which the book, it does get good, but it only gets good at the end, and then it ends on a cliffhanger. So it's like, oh my god. So yeah, spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, like, don't watch. It's a 7 out of 10. So yeah, what happens basically? Atlas's homicidal, genocidal plan is revealed. The Athena escapes to warn the Persephone to evacuate the colonists before they get killed. And what ends up happening is that Atlas finally reveals what happened. Apparently, even though Apollo's an older bot, because of advances in warp technology or whatever, he got to the planet. His team, even though they're more recent, and he's like a relic, got to the planet first and established the city. And it turns out the phage that wiped out the Apollos were actually from his colony city on the same planet, where as soon as they got there, the humans decided, hey, let's create a virus to kill off the Astrobots. And that caused war between the Astrobots and the humans, where the humans all got wiped out, and most of the Astrobots were killed by the phage, which is the technovirus. So that's why Atlas is evil. So yeah, what happens is they evacuate the ship, but most of the people on the ship got killed by the carrier wave. So the rebels that were captured are being sent off to an exile, but really they're just gonna be killed by Argus's robots. So they escape, and the other rebels go to rescue them, and Athena decides to go on a suicidal charge against Atlas to try to kill him, but only to be like, we still have 20 colonists left who were on the surface before the carrier wave killed the colonists on the ship. So we have our duty to save them. So yeah, what happens? They leave, and all of our heroes meet up and decide to protect the remaining colonists from Atlas. And Atlas created a new robot called Artemis, based off the Venus robots, which is what the female robot was. The robot that kind of looks like RC, but it's not supposed to be RC. Yeah. So I pretty much said what I thought about the book at the beginning of the review. Yeah, it got good, but the problem with the series is that they tried to do the Evangelion thing. Let's be dark and mysterious. The sequel bait people to read the next book, right? But then it's because of that, the book doesn't get good until issue 3 or 4. I don't even remember. But yeah, this was a good series, but I don't know if it was worth paying $5 per issue to read that, right? especially since these books come out a month in between. So you're at some point you're probably like, oh, I better reread the what happened in the last issue, right? So it's like, oh my god, man, this was a good series, but man, it's like I don't know, it's the thing where I just like I rather have just read it in graphic novel form, a graphic novel format, which I know like 5 issues graphic novel format back in the day. A 5 issue trade would have been like what, like 15 bucks. Nowadays it's 20 something. I don't know, man, but yeah. So it's like if this were to get collected into collected into a graphic novel, it would probably be what I paid for each, combined, all 5 issues. But yeah, I don't know if this is good enough, if I like this enough where I'm gonna go and collect, the next issues from the next series. Because I'm more like I said, for people who know me, I'm more of a graphic novel guy. That's my preferred way to read comics. I hate the whole pick up the next issue, especially since nowadays, where not to talk crap about my LCS guy, but which if you haven't watched Comic Book Palace, watch Comic Book Palace. That's where the guy who got the comic book guy who went viral after talking crap about modern comics. That's his YouTube channel, which he did. There's a great interview between him and Mark Millar on Millar Time. Check that out. And yeah, I wish my comic book guy was not only have the personality of Glenn, but as reliable. But yeah, because there's lots of times where the guy, my comic book guy, you would order stuff and you go to pick it up and it's like, yeah, he doesn't have it. Or he put it in the back issue bin and so yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a trade graphic novel kind of guy. So if these ever get put on trades, I would pick them up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I would say check it out, but I would not. Would I is this good enough to warrant tracking down the individual issues? I don't know. But 7 out of 10, it was a good read. So that's it for this review, guys. Peace out. Oh, by the way, for Teen Titans Judas Contract won the New Year's Eve poll, which I had to go to midnight mass, so on Christmas Eve. So before I left, the poll was tied. And when I checked in the morning, it was, Judas Contract won. The poll was supposed to be closed by midnight, but I forgot I was supposed to go to midnight mass. So since before the deadline it was tied, we're gonna allow it. But yeah, but in the future, I don't know if it's if it wasn't for the fact that it was tied up right before the poll ended, I would have been like, okay, whoever was in the lead then would have won. But since it was tied and I was busy and wasn't able to keep track of the poll, we're gonna allow it. All right, guys, that's it for this review, guys. Peace.